Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button for children. That's why the chat was disabled. Sorry about that. And I feel like rummaging around. Thank you all for joining me. Welcome to Everyday Shenanigans. You are welcome to join the chat and give your opinion pertaining to the information. As most of you who follow the story pertaining to Summer Wells, you probably have heard, woke up today to new gossip pertaining to Grandis, Granny Kane. Basically, if we're to believe this version now from whomever this is doing this talking, Granny already knew what happened allegedly to the child. So you lied to the public as well. You went along and lied with the public. So that means you probably lied to law enforcement as well about the kid. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. So that means you lied too. You lied knowing the child was dead in the backseat of the car when you got in the car. I'm going to give you my commentary, but I'm just letting you know this is a foul mess, and I'm hot butter right now. I am hot butter because still you don't know what's the truth to June 15th and that kid. Let me tell you, apartment caught on was an explosion in Atlanta, Georgia, DeKalb County. Apartment called Arrive Perimeter, a very swanky apartment down in Atlanta, Georgia, had an explosion. I'm assuming it's gas. When I get more information, I'll bring it to you. 2 are deceased and 2 were injured. You can go to Google the said apartment. It's a very nice, upscale looking apartment. 1,500 plus just for a 1 bedroom. 2 are dead, 2 are injured. Prayers for those people in the community down in Atlanta, Georgia. I wanted to tell you all that when I got started. Thank you all for joining me. If this Gordon is real, if this friend is real and telling the truth, I would think Grandma Candace will be getting charges for lying to the police. Well, they're all going to be charged if this is true. But see, what you got to have is Granny on recording saying these things about June 15th. Because right now, this is hearsay. But I'm still pissed off nonetheless for the chances that it could be true. And what I want to know is why would this crazy ass woman go way up there telling folks about something that you are now a party to? You're still complicit after the fact, lady. If you knew the child was dead and you didn't tell your child to call the police, call the ambulance, take her to the hospital, call the ambulance. Let's see if we can get her resuscitated. You just left the hospital where you were. The hospital is only a few minutes from the quarry. You could have taken her to the hospital if she was limp coming out of the water, limp when she got in the car. So all that dressing her up in long sleeve, all that, that's probably a ruse. This is ridiculous. Thank you. Thank you, Stu. Thank you. Hello, everybody in the chat. I can't address anything you're saying right now. I got to get this information out. Pertaining to the child. Hold on. I'm trying to let a few of you get in here so I can play. I'm going to play your audio from 2 different networks on the wire. Hello from Idaho. Thank you all for joining me. She's trying to dig out of that hole. Well, see, that's the whole point about this. You don't know what's the truth or not. You don't know what is the truth with these people. Maybe Granny got scared. She feel like the truth is on its way out. So she would only tell somebody. So you got to ask all those questions. How long did she know? When did she know? She had to have known. The girl will be missing 3 months Wednesday. For those of you that's keeping up with the story. Wednesday will mark 3 months that Summer Wells was reported missing. Now we got people talking on audio to Pookie Ray Ray about what Granny Kane said to them. So now you and Granny getting ready to fall out because you now went and repeated. That's why, Granny, why you tell somebody if this is true? So you won't even know if it's truth or not. But I'm hot nonetheless. Hello from Texas. Thank you all. Hello, Toronto. Yes, Toronto. Amen. Thank you. Love Toronto. This is ridiculous. Hold on. Thank you for that. Hold on.
Bluetooth connected. So it looks like Grandis's friend did an interview with Critical K on her Patreon, and the story she tells is different than what we heard before. Check it out.
Alex Erickson channel.
She's talking to Summer or talking to Don. Now she thinks she's talking to Don because when they got home, she dropped Grandma off. Grandma was in her trailer because, she was tired and her knee was went in her trailer to lay down. Candace did not fix nothing on her leg. They done it at the hospital. She just went in and laid down because she was tired. Okay. Candace said that she was going to go meet Don because they was going to see if Summer was to take Summer to the hospital. She's bad enough to take Summer to the hospital. But Grandma went in and laid down. Candace used her truck, and Summer was still in the truck. Summer did not get out of the truck at the house. So she took off in the truck, and this is around 3:30 or going to close. She said she only was close to 4. She knows it's around 3:30. Because they got home a little after 3, and Candace had the boys take the milk in the house. All right? And what little bit of groceries they got. Okay. Candace took that out, said she was going to go meet John to see if, she was bad enough to take to the hospital. Because, John's got to prove of everything.
Right.
So, right. She did take it, and it's in them texts, too, that Don's got to prove. Everything anybody does, Don's got to prove it. But, so she met, I guess she met Don. Grandma was saying she met Don to see if, they was going to take her to the hospital. Well, that was the last time the grandma seen Summer, was when her daughter left the driveway on her way to meet Don to take Summer to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what else?
So Candace comes back at 5:30.
Oh, yeah, Candace comes back around, she said 5:30. She thinks it's around 5:30. She was still laying down. She did not see Candace get out of the truck, so she don't know if Candace and Summer was there or not. She did not see her. Because when she pulls up, the truck door is facing her daughter's
I'm still going through this interview. If there's anything else super interesting, I will do another video. But I'm going to leave her Patreon in the comment section down below, so you guys can go check.
That is Alex Erickson. If you want to go verify the said information from her channel, thank you, Miss Lady, for uploading that content. I'm now going to play you another network. More he said, she said. Hold on. Thanks for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel, $Big Angie 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live. Amen. Thank you so much. Hold on. Lord have mercy. This just goes on and on and on. It never stops. I have to go check my other phone. Oh, man. I'm sick of these people. Some sick people. Very sick. Can't remember what I checked. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to play you bits and pieces from True Crime Alert. These are Facebook posts that this content creator is reading off. If you need verification, you can go to their network to see it for yourself. Thank you all for joining me. Hold on.
Financial access and control. It's a fundamental human right. Well, hello, True Crime Alert family. It's so good to see you guys back again. I found some new information, new to me, maybe not to you.
Hold on one second.
I think it's been out a couple of days already.
I'm going to pause that, and I'm going to read what's on the caption of the video. Thanks for joining me. If if I can read it. Grandis has reached out and she said Summer became ill after swimming, becoming cold and thirsty. Candace dropped Grandis and the groceries off at home. Grandis went to her trailer and Candace called Dawn. Candace left, met Dawn and Summer, and never returned home. Candace called 911 when she got home after pretending to look for Summer. Look for Summer. One can assume they would not want Summer examined in the death. Can be seen yesterday. That's at the top of her headline video.
But
true crime alert.
Illness in our family here, so I haven't been watching as much as I usually do. Nothing major. But anyway, I made a video that said Summer Wells never made it home. And I believe that. It just doesn't set well with me. It doesn't feel right. The flower story, the walking to the house story, the coming upstairs, hysterical story. It's just a whole lot of story that doesn't fit. And the thing that it didn't fit was the timeline. This timeline has been off from day one. Matter of fact, you can't get a timeline out of Candace, Dawn, Grandma, or Hunter. There's not going to be a timeline that's going to fit what they came up with. That's what the timeline doesn't fit, what they came up with. But I was looking this over last night, and it sure fits my video. I'm not sure, do you guys think this is real or not? Let me go over this with you real quick. Grandis has reached out again, and this was supposed to have been said to one of her really good friends. I don't think it was supposed to be put on the internet. I don't know, because I wasn't there. I mean, who knows? We've got the Mary phone call. Yeah. So it was supposed to have been said to one of Grandma's really good friends. And that video of her saying it is out there, but it's on a Patreon channel. And so I'd rather not give that link. I don't think it's right for me to use my channel to promote somebody else's Patreon channel.
Exactly. I agree.
I'm not saying Patreon's bad. It's
agree.
a good thing. I'm fine with that. I'm just thinking that I shouldn't do it. It's not for me to do. So anyway, back to the story. Grandma has said this to one of her good friends, and one of her good friends has posted it on the internet. So here we go. Grandis has reached out again. She said Summer became very ill after swimming, becoming cold and thirsty. Candace dropped Grandis and the groceries off at home. Grandis went to her trailer, and Candace called Dawn. Now, what I've heard I have heard this. I've heard the lady speak on it. And what she said was, on the way home, Summer starts complaining that she doesn't feel good. She's cold, she's chilled, and so they put her new outfit on her because it has long sleeves and it was supposed to keep her warmer. So they put her new outfit on her to keep her warm because she's complaining of these chills and becoming cold. Now, it was a pretty warm day, but I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was a kid, I wanted to swim every chance I got. And even when it was 100 or more outside, because I'm in California, when I get out, I would be, within a few seconds, be freezing because the air hits you and you're wet. And that's what I figured happened when I first heard about this. I thought, well, she got out of the water, she's still wet, the air hit her, and she got cold. Now I'm wondering, is this story legit? Because Grandma says she got out of the water and started complaining she didn't feel good, that she was chilled and really cold and didn't feel good. So they put this outfit on to warm her up. And then Grandis says they dropped the groceries off at home, and Grandis went to her trailer. Okay, this makes sense to me. I've already said I don't think they went and put the groceries up and they did laundry and they did whatever else they said they did, planting the flowers and whatever. This makes sense to me because Grandis has got a knee that's really bad. She said at one point, bone on bone, and I'm telling you, that's severe pain. And she's been out all day. I bet the knee is killing her, or maybe both knees are killing her. Maybe she's taken something to take the edge off the pain. I would imagine that because she's been to the hospital, or maybe they gave her something there. And she also said that Candace never put that wrapping on that knee. She said, no, she didn't come over and wrap my knee. She said, I already had it done at the hospital, which makes sense. You know, why would you go to the hospital and they don't even wrap your knee or anything? They send you home. The point of going there is to have it looked over. And I can't see them leaving it and not wrapping it and sending her home. I don't know. You know, you never know. Things can happen. So Grandma said she went to her trailer, and I would imagine zonked out. She doesn't say that, but she came home from this very tiring day with her knees hurting. I can imagine that she probably laid down. And then she said Candace called Dawn, and I don't know if she said the call was frantic or the call was what. I don't know, but she just said Candace called Dawn, and then Candace left. Met Dawn, and Summer never returned home. A couple of things here. She said Candace called Dawn, and then Candace left. Well, she's gone. And Grandma's in her trailer, asleep, or zonked out, or just, you know, trying to relax. How does she know who she met? How does Grandma know who Candace met? She wasn't there. Grandma didn't go. I could be way off base here, but that's kind of speculation. She said she met Dawn and Summer never returned home. How does she know who Candace met? She wasn't there. She didn't go. So the next part is Candace called 911 when she got home after pretending to look for Summer.
Look, did you know there was a government-funded education grant that could deposit up to $38,000?
Now, Grandma just saying, after she was pretending to look for Summer, that she knew. Grandma knew. Now, here's the thing. Grandma has went along with this story. She's went along with this story about getting home, having Candace redoing her knee and wrapping it again, and planting the flowers and washing their hands and walking her up to the house. Grandma went along with that story. That was her story too. So if this is true, what I'm looking at here in front of me, and this is what really happened, Grandma is an accessory because she's lied along with them. So this could be the truth coming out because she's gotten the squeeze put on her, and that's why she got out of there. Another thing with Grandma is this messages with True Crime Obsessed that came out. And Grandma talked to Emma, I believe that's Grandma, and said a lot of stuff on there. So could Grandma have been feeling the heat from that being put on the internet and decided, hey, I've had it. I'm going to go with the truth. I can't keep this up anymore. Let's go with the truth now. Grandma could be doing that. Or again, Grandma could be trying to get out the news.
Yes.
And get us off my neck quick.
Mm-hmm.
And always, she seems to be backing Candace. That's why this seems like it's true to me, because she's not backing Candace in this. In this one, she's not. So, What do you guys think? Do you guys think Summer ever made it home? Another thing that got me is I had heard many things about this blood seeping out underneath the seatbelt when Summer was in the back. I had not seen that. I had not seen that. Okay, that video or that picture, I hadn't seen that at all. But I do know she didn't look right in the pictures on the way home. She looks, I don't know, like she's fading. Like she's fading, you know. And that's horrible. I don't really want to say that. But hey, let's be real. She looks like she's fading fast, like she's not feeling good. Or she's totally asleep. But the position that she's in it didn't look right. Okay. It looked kind of funny to me. The position of her arms, the way she's holding her hands. I had not seen the blood under the seatbelt. I had not heard about that. And of course, the blood under the seatbelt could have been, I don't know, strawberry slushy. But let's look at this, guys. I had not seen this before, really close up or in depth in any way. So I'd like to take a look at this with you guys. Now, to me, right there, she looks like she's just sleeping peacefully. But then when you start looking at the big picture, for one, she's cold with long sleeves on, and she's on cold milk, and it's not fazing her. Otherwise, to me, she's on this cold milk. Look at that. I mean, she's basically laying on it with her head on it, and it's not fazing her. Maybe she's that asleep. To me, it looks like she was fading. You know, so that's why this new story is starting to fit. And this is where I had never seen this before. This is what everybody was talking about. It looks like something seeping out underneath the seatbelt. I didn't know about this, but actually it does look like a stain of some sort underneath that seatbelt. Now, is it blood? I don't know. Is it slushy? But if the slushy, you guys, I can't remember if she got that slushy early on or later. But if it was that, why isn't it spilled like on that seatbelt, like it was dripping off the seatbelt? Exactly. It doesn't look like that. Exactly. It looks like this came from underneath that seatbelt. Mm-hmm. And another thing, I'm just speculating on this, that could have had a stain on it when she put it on. I mean, it's been in that car for who knows how long. I don't know. But the fingernails don't look right.
Thank you, Candy.
I'm not saying it looks like she's dead, but to me, if she's not fading, this looks like, I mean, she's got some really dirty fingers on her for just coming out of the water. You know, I'm not saying that to be mean in any way. I mean, kids get dirty. They do. That's what they do. But this looks a little more than that. You know, I mean, you just came out of the water and this black around the nails, I don't know. It's not sitting right, guys. What do you guys think? And here we go from another angle. Look at the orange soda. Now, Grandma says in her talking with her friend, she says that Summer was super thirsty and super cold and reached for that bottle of orange soda. And she told her, no, don't drink that. You know, it's been in here a while. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. So did she drink it and it had something in it she wasn't supposed to have? I don't know. But that doesn't sound right. Don't drink the soda. It's been in here too long. Why is it that desperate a plea? You know, she acted like she made, you know, pretty desperate plea. Don't drink the soda. I don't know. I know that's got something to do with it, though. I'm feeling like it's tying in here somewhere. Or something else made her super tired and super lethargic. Because she's not looking right. You know, look at this. Her head is completely on this milk cart, and it's not phasing her at all. At all. This doesn't look right. I don't know what to say about that stain. I really don't. For one, why would she be bleeding out like that? Unless there was an injury, not just I'm not feeling well, but an injury they're not talking about. Because this, I think you would notice if it was blood. Okay. But another thing that Grandma said is when they got home, Summer didn't get up. Summer didn't move. Okay. Because the thing is, Candace said, well, Summer got out. She helped us, you know, put the groceries up. She helped us plant the flowers. She did a lot of things with them. And in my mind, I was thinking this is a bunch of hogwash bullshit because this baby didn't get out. She didn't get out of the car. Now that part I believe. Does this fit my last story? Yeah, it fits it to a T because I think that when they got home, she didn't get out of the car. And I do believe that Grandma wasn't running around planting flowers because her knees are hurting. She's been out all day. So that would make sense that Grandma went in the trailer to lay down. And it would make sense that Grandma zonked out pretty good too. Because, you know, she's a little older and her knees are done. And it would make sense to me, Candace calling Dawn right away. Instead of just taking her to the hospital or calling 911. Because I think Candace checked in with Dawn on a daily. I think the two of them run this show together. And I think they both know exactly what happened. Now, the part that still gets to me is, how does Grandma know where Candace took this baby? Because she specifically said she met with Dawn. Okay. That's pretty specific. How do you know if you went to sleep? I don't know. That one kind of is a stickler for me. It's kind of sticky. But the rest of this fits the narrative pretty good. This is Grandma speaking out, Grandma telling what sounds like a real story.
This is somebody else's
because
channel.
We've heard so many stories from these guys. A lot of them don't sound believable, but this one sounds believable to me. So you guys, I just seen this. I wanted to bring it out because I just made the video. Could be something, could be nothing again. Sure. You know, again, I told you guys I was really backing Dawn and Candace all the way up to that phone call. I mean, I backed them 100 until then. And then I went, wait a minute. These guys are excellent at lying. They're excellent at manipulation. And they manipulated everybody in their family. And now they're manipulating the rest of the world.
I'm going to cut it off right there. As soon as she said that, that was enough for me. Anyway, thank you, Miss Lady, for your little content. Well, I wasn't backing them at all because I've been woke. I'm going to go ahead and start my commentary. That's another YouTuber's information. I was just playing it so you can hear what was said on a conversation allegedly by the grandmother, friend, whomever. Thank you all for the super chats. God bless all of you. As you know, everything's an allegation. I don't know what's truth or not pertaining to the information of this older woman who was talking in the original audio that I played you. I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and get my commentary on what was said in that audio. Thank you all for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Welcome all new subscribers and new visitors. God bless you. Thank you, AB, for sharing my content and recommending my channel to your fans. What is the truth about June 15th? Was this an orchestrated ruse? Are we actually hearing the truth from Granny Kane? Because anything that's being said about this other older woman in the first audio that I played you is coming from Granny. So that means whatever Granny told this old lady, Candy had to have told Granny. Follow the trail. Did Summer die at the quarry? You all are going back and forth about bathing suits, wet, this, that, and the other. That's dirty water. If you watch the video carefully, you see mud, dirt under the beginning of the water when you first walk in. Few people have said that's not a place to go swimming because it's filthy, it's nasty. So you all have your own interpretation. If the child hands were puffy, swollen, she looked like this, lips blue, not blue, lips pink. Her hands do look a little bit swollen. And perhaps the child hadn't eaten that day, dehydrated. You're also not supposed to eat and drink before going into water. If most of you know that about swimming. I don't swim, but I heard that as a child growing up. Perhaps the child was already malnourished. Stay woke. Maybe she was already malnourished. She got in the water. She hadn't eaten nothing, hadn't drank anything. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. When did Candy notice that the child was not moving, not responding? After getting out the water, putting her into the car? Is this perhaps why she put her in the long sleeve shirt and pants? And what are those clothes doing in grandmother's car? So now that leads me to believe that what? If I'm to believe that version, that Candy's been driving her mother's car and not the red Subaru. What's the truth about the clothes? What's the truth about the drink? And that's someone said in the chat. The drink wouldn't go bad, even if it was left in there day 1, day 2, because there's an expiration date on soda pop. So you have a few months on a soda pop for the fizz to dissolve and be flat. Worst case scenario, the drink will be hot. That's it. Depending on how long it was in the car. Why not call 911, Candy, if your child's not responding? Is it because you know you already have issues with CPS, or you're not a good parent? You're worried about how it's going to look because they're going to do an autopsy to give a time of death. And then they're going to ask you everything that we've been asking you. What time did you get up? What time did you go pick up H? What time did you go to the pharmacy? What time you went to the grocery store? What time you went to the quarry? What time did you go to Walgreens? What time you picked up your mama? Because they're going to check all that. And you knew that. So if we believe this ruse, this version, you got rid of your child with Don, the head knocker. You two been lying to the public ever since. And your stinking ass mama, she's a liar too. That's why she never posted nothing on her Facebook page allegedly about Summer, because she knew what happened to Summer. Because she got the version from her. Or are we to believe that, what? You didn't know nothing. Got out that car. When you got home, what? Went inside, no flower planting, no messing with the knee brace from your daughter. Candace called the children out to get the milk out. They didn't ask what was wrong with her sister. See, you got to ask all those questions. Mama, why she laying there? Mama, why she ain't moving? Mama, why she ain't talking? She sleep, leave her alone. I'm backtracking, so don't pay me no mind. Got to make sure I mention everything. Was Granny ever at the quarry? That has come up in the chat. Was Summer dead in the car? Ride to the store where they went got the milk. You got to remember, boy H is in the back, so he's not noticing this little girl not moving, not talking, cold to the touch. Hey, Candy, what's wrong with her? She ain't moving, she ain't talking. Was she dead when she came out the water? Let's really go back. You got pictures of her in the quarry playing in the water. Did she die in the water? You went and pulled her out. Remember, he said he lifted her up, but he said she was all right. She was laughing. Could it be H pulled a dead baby out the water because they were goofing off doing something? Come on, Quay. Yes. Could it be H pulled a dead Summer Wells out of the water that day? And he knew she was dead, but he didn't want to say it. He wanted to give you little bits and pieces of the grains of salt pertaining to Candy Cane and who she is, but he didn't want to throw under the bus to say, yeah, I went and pulled a dead baby out the water, because then that means he is complicit as well. Come on, Quay. Then that means I'm riding the ride too of pulling a dead kid out the water, putting a dead kid in some clothes, putting a dead kid in a truck, riding in the back seat with a dead baby. We going here with a dead baby. We going to the store to get some more cheap milk, prop it up against a dead baby. How you going to preserve the dead? Dead is dead. Is that where we're taking this? H is also complicit. Stay woke. H is complicit too, allegedly. Did Granny even go in the store? As repeated. See, now you don't even know what the hell's the truth. I keep telling you all. What you need to know is the beginning of the story, which is the 911 dispatch call. The rest of this is bullshit. It's bullshit. So, boy H, Queen talking to you. Did grandmama go in the store with her bad knee? Or did she sit in the car with you with a dead kid? And Candy went in and got a few things and some milk and came out and pushed them in that corner. And she laid up on the side of that milk, trying to keep her preserved. I don't know. Because you said she was playing and talking when Granny and Candace went in the store. So now that means she was alive or she wasn't alive. See, you don't even know what to believe now. Alive or dead? Dead or alive? Comatose what? Dry drowning what? Whatever the hell dry drowning is. Because I ain't never heard of that. Did H lie about the child talking to him while he was in the car with her while Granny and Candace were in the store? And as I said, did Granny even go in the store? Was the child already dead by the time she made it to the house, allegedly, if we're to believe this new version? I mean, to H's house, excuse me. Did Allie actually walk out to the car and look through the window looking at a dead baby, and Candy didn't want to let her touch the baby because she would have known, oh, she kind of cold. Candy, what's wrong with her? She kind of hard, Candy K. She kind of hard to the touch. Differences about that. Some say Allie didn't get out of the car. Allie said she did. So if we believe this version, maybe Allie's telling the truth. She didn't go to the car. And Candy didn't want her looking and touching the baby because the baby was already dead, and she knew that. And Granny knew the baby was dead, and possibly Ace knew the baby was dead. Come on, Queen. And I want to know what you two were discussing at that car, because I already know about that conversation. I know y'all was talking. I told my chat that I told you there's certain things I can't reveal because then I will be revealing how I got the information. But you were out there because I'm to the point where I almost just don't care no more. But I want to preserve respect out of the people who bringing me the information. What were y'all talking about at that call? Y'all was talking. Allegedly, y'all talk. Ask me how I know. And possibly you left H's house no later than maybe 2:45 from what was told to me. Stay woke. So what have we been looking at? With these pictures of her in the backseat of that car with a long sleeve jacket and pants on. Are we looking at a comatose baby, a baby expiring, or a dead baby? Which is it? So you drove a dead baby home, Candace? You drove a dead baby, and that's why you and your mama was talking all that crazy talk about her hand up, hand down. Oh, she sleeps like Donald. All that old nonsense. So what do we believe? The girl was alive or she wasn't alive? Which is it? Or you already knew she was dead and you were filming that video to set up an elaborate scheme because you knew you had to go meet Don, talk to him first to get permission about what the hell to do with this baby. And you had to set it up to make it look like everything was all right somewhere else on June 15th. The phone call was a ruse. All of that. The video, I mean. You and grandmama talking in the car. Perhaps that was a ruse to set up the scene for the baby. So later down the road, you could verify to law enforcement. Oh, yeah, she was just sleeping back there. You see, we were filming her sleeping. But really, she was probably dead. Who's to say? What's sickening about this story that Granny probably knew the baby was dead, and she got her happy tail out and went on and took her groceries to her house and got out of the car with a dead baby in the back seat. And Candy called her children to come out and get the milk with a dead baby in there. And I'm sure they were asking what was wrong with the child and would have believed his version. And then Candy left into the sunset with a dead baby to meet Donald Wells to decide what to do with the child. This makes no damn sense to me. But when you're dealing with ignorant people who are illiterate and have issues with CPS and losing children, abusing children, allegedly, possibly being abused themselves as children and grow up to abuse kids, negligent, drug addicts, alcoholics, you can expect whack behavior, negligence. We don't really know what happened at the quarry. We don't know if she fell, got hurt, got cut, wet clothes underneath the outfit. We have no idea. We have no idea. But the sick part is, if this is the truth, Candy, you took a dead child from one location to the other and rode her up and down a highway, up to the mount, back down to meet Don to decide what to do with a dead child. She would have been dead. You didn't think to get no type of help for your own child who's not moving? At whatever point you realize your child was comatose, passed out, whatever word you want to use, you didn't have the decent common sense to take your child to the emergency room when you were near the damn hospital when you picked your mama up. Double back. My baby ain't breathing. My baby ain't moving. Come on, we got to take her to the ambulance. We got to take her to the hospital. The hell is wrong with you? Man. Granny, you aided this lie all this time. Never spoke about the child on your Facebook page. Up and run to Wisconsin. Then you got some other crazy heifer talking on your behalf, which led me to believe you was guilty and you knew something. Because why would you need a spokesperson for you when the story isn't about you? The story is about your granddaughter. So the fact that you weren't talking and went and got some other gal to speak for you, that told me everything that you knew something then. See, Queen stays woke. I keep trying to tell you all, I don't need Facebook. I don't need YouTube. I look at what you're doing, how you talk, what you ain't saying. See, you didn't say anything. That let me know. You never was a united front with Donald Wells and Candace Bly in front of the TV cameras to show solidarity, considering you did live on the property recently. So you let the Queen and the public know that's woke. You knew all along the baby was dead. Okay? You knew that. That's why you never talked about it on Facebook. You never shared any information about it on Facebook. You never showed TBI posters of the child. You never showed commentary, articles, news clippings of your grandchild because you knew she was dead. And I think you know something else that the Queen knows about. Granny. You see, I ain't got to go to Rogersville. I'm a phone call away from the shenanigans up in Hollow. And Granny, you know what I'm talking about. And you probably thinking, what that black woman know? She knows something. I'm just waiting to see when you gonna possibly spill that. Granny came. If my walls could talk. The friend who's talking in this audio, very, very raspy voice, sound like a smoker. When did you find out from Granny Kane about this alleged version of June 15th? Did you know in the beginning? Did she call you on the phone before she went to Wisconsin and tell you what happened? How many people know this version from Granny Kane? Granny, how many people did you tell this version to? And what's your part in the version? You don't know nothing. You just got in the car with a dead baby, rode home, got your groceries out the car, and went inside and propped up your fat knee. And somewhere in between the time you got in your trailer, between that time and 6:30, Candy came to you and told you the truth about what happened to the child, that she was dead in the backseat of that car. Don't you say nothing, mama. They'll arrest me and Don. We got a bad track record with kids and CPS. I can't pass no drug test either. Mama, don't say nothing. You don't really have much to say about Rose either, do you? What's the truth? Did Summer Wells make it to that compound dead or comatose? Or did they discard Summer before going home? Could it be Summer never made it to the house dead in the back seat? Could it be that she got dumped off after H? Because I told you, that's what my source has said to me from the investigating that they've done in the holler. That they believe the child was discarded after H was dropped off. Not this cooked up version from Granny Kane. But we don't know. It's a speculation. So remember that. But that's the information I got. It's that possibly Summer was dropped off after H. So Summer never made it to the compound. Period. She was dumped after H. And she's dumped between Kingsport and Rogersville. That's what was told to me. Somebody's assertion. I do not know if it's true. We will never know, of course. But this is somebody's information that they got from some people who have been talking down there in that holler. You see, sometimes you think don't nobody notice nothing because they didn't go to a YouTuber. They didn't go to the news. They didn't go to the police. People hold a lot of secrets. I think we know this from watching true crime, that because you don't hear it on the news and repeat it, report it, it doesn't mean that somebody didn't see something. Somebody didn't notice you doing something. Somebody saw your car going somewhere. And see, you know that there's no GPS tracking out there in that holler because of the reception. So you could have that child dumped right there in plain sight and nobody's going to be able to track it because there's no reception out there on phone lines and Wi-Fi and said things. You know that. I've told people who follow my content, who religiously follow me, know the one thing I tell you, everything you need to know in the story is at the beginning of the story. The truth is at the beginning of the story. You don't need anything else but what happened in the beginning. And I'm going to say this until Summer Wells is discovered. Candace Bly Wells and Donna Wells made a call to the 911 dispatch. And it has been reported that she took a walk. Now, I told you all last night in the chat, don't try to put the blame on the dispatch because the dispatch is trying to ask you certain questions to get to the bottom of what you're talking about. So if anywhere in the conversation, the dispatcher doesn't understand what Candace told her, she would ask Candy, well, what do you mean by you took a run, you took a walk? Explain to me what you mean. That's their job. You ran literally, you walked literally. Or you mean you took a run, but by automobile? Stay woke. Either way, she walked off the property. She took a walk. She didn't walk to the trailer. You know damn well that's not what she meant. Because she never made that obvious in her first interviews, that she even walked over to the trailer. We didn't find that out for weeks later. When she said she took a walk, that's what she meant. Not a run. It meant I got in my car and drove and made a quick run somewhere to the store. Because the dispatcher's trying to ask those said questions. Well, explain to me what you mean by a run. So we know she didn't run. So she said she walked, and that means she walked. And if she said she walked to the trailer, wouldn't you say I walked to the trailer? I walked to the trailer to check on my mama. My mother was looking funny outside, messing with her knee brace, and I walked over to the trailer and checked on my mama. And when I got done, I went back to my house and I asked for my child, and she didn't answer. I went downstairs and looked, she wasn't there. So then I called my husband, got my mama's phone, called my husband, then I called 911, and he called 911, and he rushed back to the compound. Did I get that part right? Now we have a different version. So, Granny, why did you tell this woman this? If we don't believe this is the truth, why in God's name would you ever repeat this version to anybody with a pulse, knowing folks cannot hold water? You think you get ready to climb out of this hole? You better hope like hell that woman making this shit up. You better hope like hell that what this lady has repeated is a bold-faced lie. And she wants 5 minutes of YouTube fame. You trying to get out of this neck noose you got wrapped up in fooling with your daughter, Granny Kane, her and Dawn. You went and ran your mouth. Like I said, why? Knowing the chance somebody would repeat it. And like I said, the fact of the child being dressed in those clothes, I thought those were school clothes. So I keep trying to tell you all everything you need to know is at the beginning of the story. Why would school clothes be in Granny Kane's car? Come on, Queen. Woo! Somebody help me. Why would new school clothes be in Granny Kane's car along with an old soda pop? Come on, Queen. Say it again, Queen. Why would new school clothes be in Granny Kane's car with an old soda pop? So basically you saying she drives Granny Kane's car here and there. That Don drives the red Subaru. Come on, Queen. But yet those same clothes, she's supposed to be going to a concert or a fair that day in another town. But you put them on her because she got cold. So you put on new school clothes that she was supposed to also wear that night to another function on a dead baby. Am I getting that correct? You still complicit. And you all can argue all you want about the bathing suit, wet, not wet, blood on it. One thing that this woman said in her commentary makes sense. If the child spilled something on herself, it would be on the outside of the jacket. Stay woke. Slushy, soda pop, food, outside. Seatbelt, outside. So underneath her clothes is one or two things. An injury or a wet bathing suit put underneath those said clothes. Because possibly she was cold. If we'd have believed she was alive when she came out of the quarry. Stop cursing in the chat. They'll block your comments. Thank you. As I state, the quarry's dirty, not a place to swim. Few people have commented that live in the area that they don't go there to swim. They have other clean places to swim. other lakes, whatever, to swim. They don't go there. And when you look in the video, you'll see it's dirty. It's dirt. There's branches coming out of the dirt under the water. Who swims in water where there are broken tree limbs? Why would I go there? Why would I take my child there? You didn't see Candy's tail in there. And I got a feeling Grandmama wasn't even at the quarry. Because you really don't hear no conversation about Granny at the quarry. I think the quarry was before Granny's pickup. And then they rode around and went to different places after picking up Grandma. Stay woke. Because if Grandma's just now revealing this information, or she been revealing and somebody's just now talking, you don't have any evidence that Granny ever went to the quarry. Picked up flowers, sat inside the car. Why? Oh, but then she told Chris, I walked her down here with her knee. My damn knee hurt. I ain't trying to walk nowhere. I don't care if I like flowers, nature. I ain't getting out of no car to go nowhere but to my address. Because I'm tired and my knee hurts. I tell y'all, stay woke. Thank you all in the chat. The child was thirsty. As I stated, she probably hadn't had nothing to eat, drink all day. A lot of you said that. All this repeating that we went here, we went there, but you don't hear nothing about stopping at McDonald's, Sonic to get a hamburger, chicken nuggets, nothing. So who's to say if the child even ate the whole day? Who's to say she wasn't malnourished? She got weak when she got in the water. She went under because they were goofing off doing whatever. And when he finally went and saw her, she was already face down in the water. And he pulled her out and probably was shaking her, trying to get the water out of her. And couldn't revive her. Because we were not at the quarry. We do not know how long Summer was under the water. And it's possible she died at the quarry. And H has been lying with the mama, Candy Cane, about what really happened at the quarry. And we don't have no proof to nothing about that quarry except for a damn picture video. And that means nothing to me. Granny, you're trying to remove yourself from this situation, but you can't, because if we are to believe this said person that you gave this information to, they've told on you, and they've told what you told them that Candy told you. But see, I think you already knew the child was dead because you allegedly got in that car at some point. And if you know your grandchildren, if you care about your grandchildren, if you interact with your grandchildren, you would have said something to Summer when you got in the car. How you doing, baby? What you doing, baby? She didn't respond, did she? Because as they say in the street, a dead man tells no tales. So a dead little girl tells no tales. She was probably already dead at the quarry, and you all put a dead baby in some damn clothes and played the role all the way back to the hollow. And then you got everything out of that damn car, got your mama out of there, went back down that dusty gravel road, broke up concrete to meet Donald Wells to decide what to do with Summer Wells. You, Donald, and Granny Cane are despicable. And somebody should take all three of you and hang you in the town square and watch you choke to death with a noose around all three necks. That's my commentary. Thanks for joining me this Everyday Shenanigans. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, it's heartbreaking. Yes. I think Granda's friend put this out. Well, the point of the story is this. I'm going to keep saying this to you all. It doesn't matter what version you got today, yesterday, week 1, 3 months later. Granny left for a reason. Stay woke. Granny left her daughter with an abusive drunk. Why? Why? Has anyone ever seen? Yes. I've seen a Rosemeyer. Oh, not Rosemeyer. I think you're talking about the daughter. Sorry about that. No. Anything could have happened at the water hole. Yes. Granny left because she's guilty. Yes, that's what I believe. I believe Grandis was the broker, which is why she left. Whatever. They actually overdosed someone with Granny's pills from Walgreens, and that's where the story lies come in. You don't have any proof to nothing about no pills? We don't even know if Granny was even at the quarry. Are y'all not listening to me? Where is the proof that Granny ever went to the quarry? You don't know. What is the truth with these people? Haven't you all figured that out? You don't have one stick of a receipt to June 15th. Nothing. Because anybody who's actually seen these people on June 15th, they're not talking to a YouTuber. And they didn't go to the news. Yeah, she came in the Sonic. Yeah, she's at the hospital. Yeah, her car was in the parking lot waiting on her mama. Yeah, she came in about the vape. Yeah, she came in about the milk. Stay woke. Yeah, I saw him at the quarry. Not one. Did she really go to the ER? Good question. When the mouths are moving, they align. Yes, Granny left because she can't handle the truth of how the Wells live their life anymore. Well, Northwest, she's a willing participant to how they live. What do you mean? Come on. You can't come in here with that. Don't come in here with that. Granny's been complicit all along. She knew how they lived. She's on the property. She doesn't get a pass. Not on this channel. She doesn't get a pass from me because she lives on the property. She knows everything that was going on that property. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Emily. Granny, not Emily, but Bow and Arrow, she lived the way they did. Thank you. I don't sugarcoat nothing over here. She lived just like they did. Because at any point you didn't like the way your child was living on that mount, you would have kindly removed yourself from that trailer and went and found you somewhere decent to live, such as an apartment that goes by your income like most elderly folks do and live in subsidized housing. Come on, Queen. I tell y'all, stay woke. Thank you all. Somebody said they don't believe Granny went home. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't know what's the truth. Some of you think this is a hoax, this lady coming out. You don't really know. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for the super chat, baby. You see, I've told you all that in the beginning that this story is going to be a little bit of the truth and a whole lot of lying. And if I think the bag is getting ready to drop on my child and her husband, I got to remove myself completely. But let me tell you, if it ever comes down to these two being arrested, Candy and Donna, they're going to tell what Grandmama knew. She knew. She knew that baby was dead back there in the backseat of that car. She knew because I told her she was dead. She kept the secret. Yes, the only truth is that Summer's missing. Amen. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. I hope they're putting together grand jury too, sweetheart. In an early video, Hunter stated Summer died that day. Also said Candace put her in a well. Then I could not find a Facebook post. I don't know nothing about that. I ain't never heard that. She's afraid EchoSearch may find her. Dolls would have picked up a dead baby sitting in the car. I don't know. She may have been asleep or passed out, not dead. Nail beds pink and so were lips. Well, you all can bicker back and forth about lip colors and finger swell. I'm not here to argue any of that. The point is, what's the truth to what this older lady is saying on the phone to this other person about June 15th? Is it true that Granny knew that the child died that day and went in a car back out with Candace to meet Don? That's what this conversation is about. Yeah, I think she knows it all too. See, that's why I said you don't even know what's the truth or not. If she brought her home, passed out, dead, comatose. The point is, you didn't go call 911. So whether it was her comatose at the quarry, dead at the quarry, dead in the car, comatose in the car, passed out in the car, it's still all the same. If we'd have believed this version that the child fell ill, you still did not call 911 to see if she could be resuscitated. That's the point. This needs to focus on finding Summer, not all this other drama. Well, Dad, we're past that stage, honey. You can thank all these people involved in the story. Mr. Wells, his wife, Allie, Boy H. They got all this started with the he said, she said, and other people followed suit. The YouTubers followed suit. And Donald took advantage of people wanting to listen to what he had to say. You have no control over what people say. Yes, Bridget, she is a part of it. Grandmother is complicit. Because that's the point of true crime. You don't know what you're listening to. It's the truth. How are you to know by somebody standing in front of a camera telling you their child is missing? You don't know what is the truth. You're just listening to them. Then here comes somebody else. Oh, yeah, I did this and we went over here and you don't know. And let me tell you something. It probably wasn't even a few of you that even thought of human trafficking before you started hearing all this stuff about these sisters coming forward, essay this, and this. Day one, you all didn't know nothing about nobody being molested by Donald Wells. It wasn't until the sisters came out and started spinning the stories that you start coming up with all these versions of essay, human trafficking, black market. You see where I'm going? Because you're letting somebody's commentary steer you to what you think happened to Summer. But you really don't know what happened to Summer Wells. The only people know are the people who were with her that day. And I don't think they will ever tell the truth. They will go down in flames lying about June 15th. And on Wednesday, it will mark 3 months that this child has been missing from Rogersville, Tennessee. And no one has any information to her whereabouts. Sick. Yes, God knows. Yes, he does. Yes, yes, Emmy. That's why their behavior is the way it is. Yes. Yes. You see, a decent person wouldn't even go through the motions of talking to YouTubers, because what they want to do is keep their mouth closed in case they slip up and say something that will be used against them in the court of law later down the road, if indeed they are arrested. And Don has let us know that he's guilty, because the fact that he now says, I'll go down for summer. Why would you go down for something that you say was a kidnapping? Somebody came up there and stole your child allegedly. So what you getting ready to go down for? And like I said, if you feel like that, well, then turn yourself in. Let's get this party started. Thank you, Bobby Cat. Thank you. Thank you, Bobby Cat. Thank you for the super chat, baby. You feel like that? Well, turn yourself in. Just say, hey, I'm going to confess anyway. Y'all think I'm guilty? Public opinion, y'all think I'm guilty? I'm going to go on. I'm going to go on. And I still think it's interesting that some of you really thought these people were innocent. I always say that. What story were you watching? Because you couldn't have been watching the story I was watching. How can you put trust in a man you know nothing about, a woman you know nothing about? They went to the news and said the child is missing, and you just automatically said they're not complicit. The child was kidnapped. The child was trafficked. Pookie Ray Ray went up there and got her. Some guy on the property took her. Some guy stayed next door, he took her. Some guy he worked with, he took her. But you didn't know nothing about that until it was told to you. Now you want to say H and Allie got her. Jose got her. The neighbors got her. Well, where is she? You done named 5, 6 people that have Summer Wells. Well, where is she then? Where is she? Daphne, I do too. So many garbage people around Precious Summer. That's it. I'm not trying to ignore your comments, but they're going fast because I got a lot of people in the chat. Thank you, Jesus. People keep saying we don't have facts. Yeah. Well, Barb, what facts do we have? I don't know what facts you're talking about. Enlighten me. Tell me what facts we have pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. Okay. Yes, this is horrible. What facts do we have pertaining to the disappearance of Summer? Please enlighten me. Maybe I'm slow. Well, what facts do we have? We don't have any facts. Everything that's been repeated has been disputed by another party involved in the story. So how do we have any facts? We don't have any facts. All we know is a little girl went missing. And that Donna Wells and Candace Bly are her biological parents. She lived at 110 Ben Hill Road. She has 3 brothers who also were living in that house. 3 brothers have been removed by the state of Tennessee, Department of Human Services. Those facts. But what we don't have is an exact timeline. Who said what to whom? Who's complicit in getting her gone? What happened to her? A motive behind getting rid of her if she was gotten rid of. Accident. trafficked, sold, bartered. We don't have any of that information. You all only came up with those innuendos because 2 people from Utah said somebody touched him as a child. And then here comes all the hypotheses of what you think happened to Sama. Yes, all we know is she's missing. We don't know anything. Dying or dead in the back seat, leaning against the milk. Possibly, yes. I'm not denying what Don said about touching nobody. You're missing my point. The point I'm making is you didn't know any of those things around June 15th when the child went missing. You're only bringing forth all these allegations of him touching his children only because these people now saying he touched them. So you're assuming he touched his children. And I get that. But what I'm saying is we don't have no proof of nothing of where she is. If this was a deliberate of getting rid of her, somebody hurt her deliberately, it was an accident, other children involved, H involved, Don involved, Candy involved, Granny. That's what I'm saying. Bring me a receipt that this one hurt Summer Wells deliberately or by accident, and they discarded her body where? All I want to know. Yeah, she could have been dehydrated. She's already a frail looking child. I don't know if she ate that morning. Candy, is Candy a breakfast cooker? Does she cook her children breakfast? Or do they fend for themselves, eat cereal? Whatever they can find in the refrigerator. How do we know what she ate? And also, as I told you, it has been said, you're not even supposed to eat, drink stuff when you go into water. So who's to say she ate something before she left the house? Then she got in the water. Maybe she cramped up. I don't know. I bring you possibilities because I don't know what happened June 15th. I don't know if this woman's version is the truth, but I'm going to say this. If it is the truth or some part of the truth, Granny is foul. And I think she's foul anyway for leaving her daughter there with this man, knowing how he is. And if indeed he hurt his kid, dumped her, whatever, you're sleeping with a murderer. You left your daughter there with a murderer. And possibly she's a murderer too. Or abuse of a corpse. It's all the same. This is horrible. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Barb from Florida. Thank you all so much. The reason why Kimberly says why they're not raising other children. Well, you have to remember something when it comes to child abuse cases. The state uses their discretion who they will allow to come and petition for temporary custody or full custody of a child. So naturally, grandmother was living on the property with them. They're not going to give her custody because Granny lives on the property. Because I've seen a few of you say that in the chat. You all forget Granny was living there. So the state is not going to give the kids custody to the grandmother on the same property where the abusers live. Grandmother would have possibly had to leave the property if the state said, okay, Granny, would you like to take the children? But if you take the children, you can't stay at 110 Ben Hill Road. You got to move out of that camper. But then we don't know the severity of the allegations. They could have said, well, it don't matter if you had your own place outside of 110 Ben Hill. We don't want you sneaking and taking the kids to see Candy and Don or vice versa. That's why some relatives don't get custody of the children, depending on the severity of the allegations. They don't want the children having no contact, period, with the alleged abusers or abusers. And lastly, Hawkins County Sheriff let you know everybody is a person of interest. No one is exempt. So whatever rumors you had been hearing about lie detector tests, that doesn't mean anything. He said it a month ago. Everyone is a person of interest. Yes, CJ, it's the point I'm making to people in the chat. Granny has always known what was going on between Candace and Donald Wells. She has been an eyewitness. She's heard stories, seen the stories, been involved in an altercation with them last October with Jose when Donald allegedly came back from Utah. They all were tussling and rustling inside of that makeshift house. So there's no way in hell anybody in this story can say, I didn't know what the other one was doing. I didn't know nothing about that person. I didn't know he was like that. Yeah, you did, because you lived it, a party to it. And now there's a picture floating around of Candace, Jose, and Granny in the kitchen together in that makeshift house. So Granny knew how they lived inside. She knew how they lived outside. It's filthy and disgusting. And I'm going to go ahead and tell some of you in the chat, some of the animals will get removed from the said property. Amen. Yes, it's where she learned her life skills. Indeed. 260 thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to Everyday Shenanigans. God bless all of you. Plywood floor. Y'all stop it. Y'all killing me. They should have put up all their children for adoption. No, she's not going to put her kids up for adoption. No, it's too easy to do that. Too easy to do that. Yes, Charlene, one and the same. Yes, grandmother. Yes, he is a narcissist, Donald Wells. Yes, they all been removed. Allegations of abuse, neglect. And I'm going to tell you something else that's sad to me. It is alleged that Candace's older children, she gave up for adoption because of whatever was going on with her and the baby father. The sad thing is, whoever took the children in, why would you give those kids to the state? They were already in the state from Candy. You take them in as small babies, children, and then you wait till the daughter gets 12 years old and turn her over back to the state. Why? She was unruly. You couldn't handle her and the smaller child. So you're going to raise somebody for 12 years or so and then hand them back over to the state. How the hell is that right? Now, I can't say what was going on with this young girl and the relative who was raising her, but damn. Maybe you should have called Candy. But then we see how Candy ended up with these kids, so that probably wouldn't have been a good idea either. Hey, you want to come get your kid back? Want to come raise your daughter, son, whoever the children are? Guess not. Because now one's missing, possibly dead, and 3 are in the state's care. Messed up. Hello, Maddie. What are they cleaned up? I don't know, Divine. I have no idea, sweetheart. No idea. Is she pregnant again? I do not know. No idea. Why are you saying he got something on her like Rose? What about Rose? I find it interesting that she put Rose in both names of her girl children. It's very strange to me. Well, Donna, that's the whole point. The grandmother has always known how Candy has lived with Don. So that's not no secret. So my thing is, if you're right there amidst the abuse, the cursing, the mistreatment of the children, God forbid if you have knowledge of some other felonious behavior between parents and children, you are guilty. And there's just no way Grandis did not see what went on that compound. She saw. You know that she saw. They each had 2 children removed. Yes, and that's what I'm talking about. Each had children removed before they even met each other. So likeness attracts. Evenly yoked by madness, mayhem, foolishness. Yes, best predictor of future is past behavior. Yes, that's what Dr. Phil says all the time. Hurt people hurt people. So everything depends on how you were raised, what you were subjected to when you were raised. And not all children go out and become criminals, predators, misfits, drunks, alcoholics, drug addicts, all the negative things that you can get into as a human. You can have 5 kids, 2 are good children. They obey the rules, regulations, go to school, get education. They don't get into trouble. Your other 3 could be misfits, but they were raised in the same house. But then another factor is, how did you treat all your children? Because just because you had 5 kids don't mean you treated all 5 the same. Because we hear the stories of children who were treated differently in their house. In the Black community, children are treated differently depending on their hair texture, the color of their skin tone. Some of you white people don't know that. That's been going on since slavery. Lighter children were favored. Buttercup complexions were favored over a darker skinned child. Still goes on. Hair a little more fine. She's prettier. He's more handsome. I favor that child more. Do you understand? It's like with white people, you have the old saying about the red-headed stepchild. It's the same thing. I don't want the redhead. I want a blonde. Blonde is prettier. Oh, the baby came out with black hair. All my other kids got brown hair, blonde hair. I don't want no black hair baby. So you can't predict how children come out. Skin tone, eye color, height, weight. That's between God and the DNA. But people will mistreat their children according to what they're used to and what they prefer. Three short children, 1 tall child. Well, the tall child might get the brunt of the criticism. Do you see where I'm going? And I will attest to that. All children are not treated the same in the same household with the same parents. They are not. And a parent will go down in flames and lie and say they've treated all their children the same, because they do not want people to know that they are that type of nasty human being. Yeah, I like my son better than my daughter. He's smarter. He's handsome. He's bright. Who will tell the public that? Then you flip side, you got people who will say, yeah, I like my son better. I like my daughter better. I like these 2 kids better than those 2 over there. And if you tell people that, you're heartless. If you feel that, you're heartless. Because you should never favor one child over the other. And see, we don't even know how they treated the children in their house. Who favored whom, who got more love, who got more attention. And when you watch the videos of Summer with Robin in the church, because those videos are very disturbing to me. When they went digging those church videos out, I didn't like that. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I didn't like it. I didn't like those church videos. But it did show me that the child was longing for attention. And she had some affection, admiration for Robin. stroking of her hair, touching her. She wouldn't stop touching that woman. That showed me a lot. She kept wanting to be up under her, jumping on her. It's very abnormal for a child. That shows me a child who's lacking attention, attention-starved child. The only child in the whole church running amok and jumping on the teacher. And obviously she didn't want to be mean to the child, but that is church. And the scripture will tell you that if you believe in the Bible, there's a time and a place for everything. And he tells you that when you become an adult, you put away childish things when you become an adult. But she was a child, acting like a child, attention-starved child. And it was up to her parents to tell her, this is the house of the Lord. You have to be still in this church. There's no running around, pew to pew, up in the stand where the preacher is. We don't tolerate that. And it doesn't look good. So I found fault with that, with the parents and the church on that level. Why didn't you all make Summer sit down? Because that is the house of the Lord, and you show the church respect. You show the pastor respect. Now we've got Donald talking. That's Summer's favorite church. Why not yours? You were going there. See, Donald doesn't know when to shut up. Won't stop talking. And he has told on himself. And that's why Candy is taking a back seat. Because she knows she can't talk appropriately. Because she sounds illiterate and mentally slow. So Donald is the mouthpiece of this drama in Hollerville. It's very sad. I want to thank you all. It's an hour and 32 minutes in. I got 562 viewing. Thank you so much. Thank you, AB, for sharing my content. Thank you, Chris Thorns. Chris Thorns is in the house, everybody. Please check out Mr. Chris Thorns' content. He covers a lot of information pertaining to children who are missing, children who are abused. If you like true crime pertaining to children, Chris Thorns is the person to check out. It's arriving out of Memphis, Tennessee. Amen. Another Tennessean. Thank you all for joining me. Yes, you needed attention. Yes. Chris Thorns, you see him in the chat. He is a YouTuber. I will toot Chris's horn. There's another content creator I want to throw out. Because you got to be very careful about tooting people's horns on this wire. Dirty Laundry. If you are watching the Summer Wells story, please go over to her channel. She gives her opinion. She doesn't cut it. She don't hold back. She gives her opinion pertaining to this case. So I will recommend that channel, Dirty Laundry. And I will thank this young lady whose content I played her audio, 2 audios from 2 other YouTubers today. Yes, I'm a preacher's daughter, and we didn't move during church. Laugh out loud. Well, you're not. That's not the place for that. The church is not the place for running around. Everybody knows that. You're supposed to sit and listen to the word. And you are taught that as soon as you go into the Lord's house. Your parents know to tell you that. There's no running around. There's no playing, falling out, hollering, screaming, running and falling out under the pews. And it shouldn't matter what your race is. You should be taught that. Because that's the house of the Lord. You're supposed to respect God's house. And respect the people in the church. They're going there to hear the word. They don't want you running all over their feet, stumbling up under their ankles, hollering and screaming, falling out. We understand children are going to do that. They're going to throw tantrums. But that's why most churches have a nursery. So the smaller children can go be in the room with the school teacher, the nursery teacher. And then we have children's church for certain ages, above 4. up to, 12, whatever. You go to children's church. And I think churches should have that. That way children can engage in their own environment with their peers and not be disrupting church where grown people are sitting. Yes, Lisa, you have to teach your children how to act. Yes. And when that rumor came out that was Candy sitting in the pew with the red hoodie on, I didn't want to believe that. I did not want to believe that was Candy Cane sitting over there, sleep in the church. And I told people, bring me a receipt that that's Candy Cane sleeping in that hoodie in church. So as time went by, I started seeing photographs on Facebook, and I finally caught a picture of Candy Cane taking a selfie in the red hoodie. It was an up-close shot. And so what I said was, all this time, I just knew, hey, that's one of her sons over there asleep. Because I didn't want to put that out on my channel. Her sleep in church. And people kept coming. Yo, Angie, that's her, that's her, that's her. So when I finally saw the selfie of her with the red hoodie on, I said, you this trifling? You go sit in the Lord's house and go to sleep while your child running around all up in front of the pulpit, jumping up and down on them stairs, tugging on that woman while she trying to sing and talk? Where was Don? Where were the other church members? Because see, respectfully, somebody should have went up there and got Summer. You see her mom and daddy trifling. They don't go up there and get her. You should have went up there and got her. Come on, baby, come with me. Come sit with me. Or you should have took her out of the church and had a chit chat with Summer and tell her, this is not the place for that, sweetheart. You can't run around in church, okay? You have to be still and listen to the word. It's terrible. But as I said, those videos of the church showed me an attention-starved child. And that's when I really became saddened and disgusted for Summer Wells, because it showed me she lacked love and attention. So that led me to believe that perhaps maybe the boys got more attention than she. I don't know. And some of you believe that this is true. And naturally, these two are never going to tell you they favorite their boys over Summer. Why would they do that? Don makes it seem like Summer was his golden child, not the boys. And perhaps Candy cared more for the boys than Summer. Could be. But they are your children, and you procreated all four together. And you should treat them all the same. And now, one is missing, and three are in state's care. And I pray for those children that they are being well taken care of. They're getting their mental needs met, physical needs. And they're learning how to adjust without Don and Candy Cane. And I'm sure it's hard because they are all they know. They are all that they know. And I pray that Summer will be found and we can put an end to the Facebook rumors and the YouTube stories and the YouTube uploads and people running to YouTube with a story and a version. It's time to put an end to all this YouTube madness because it's out of control. Whoops, sorry. Flies coming here, honey. It's warm in the high 10 today. Sorry about that. It's out of control, the rumors and stuff. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. I'm sure this evening, I look at my time, there's somebody probably going live now, spinning a new web pertaining to the latest information. Good luck for her. Because you was riding a ride with Donna Wells and Candace Bly. You didn't even know them. And I tell my fans the same thing every time I go live. I do not root for anybody in a true crime story. I don't know you, and I didn't send for you. You're not my mama. You're not my daddy. I ain't related to you. So as soon as I hear that your child, mother, father, wife is missing, I'm looking at everybody related to the victim. And as detectives will tell you, we work our way from inside to outside first, not the other way around. We start at home. And that is where you're supposed to start, with a missing person. So I do not rally for people when their children go missing. I listen first before I form an opinion about the family. Because there have been times that we have rushed to judgment thinking people were guilty of harming their children or their loved one, and in the end, they were innocent. Found innocent. But this story reeks of deception on all parties that have spoken on behalf of knowledge of Summer Wells. And I believe each party has information that is vital to finding Summer Wells. It's only a matter of who will be the first to fold and tell the truth. Until then, we will do what I'm doing right now, uploading content off of foolishness and buffoonery, chopping up every word of a fool to upload to social media. Still not locating Summer Wells. I want to thank you for joining me. God bless all of you. Thank the mods on deck. If you want to donate to the channel in the dream of everyday shenanigans, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. It's in the description of all my videos. If you have a recommendation for anything, a true crime or various topics, please hit the community post. I do turn off all comments for various reasons. Hit my community post. Only comment pertaining to the subject at hand. Thank you. God bless all of you. Have a prosperous week. Be safe. If you see something, say something. Chat with Cara, missing out of East Tennessee from the Foundation Halfway House. Mindy Lowe is the proprietor. Make her stand account for what happened to Chat with Cara. Tashina Kyle, 27, missing out of Knoxville, Tennessee. No information to her whereabouts. Somebody knows something. Somebody knows something. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you all so much. God bless all of you. Thank you, AB, for sharing my content on my channel. Thank you for the new subscribers. I am now at 8,000 plus subscribers as of early this morning. I want to thank all of you. Thank you, Versi, for that super chat. God bless all of you. Stay safe. Prayers for the people in Atlanta, Georgia. Arrived perimeter in Dunwoody, Georgia. Had an explosion. 2 are dead and 2 are injured as I last checked before going live. So prayers for Atlanta, Georgia. Prayers for our great nation. Prayers for our troops who have finally been able to come home and get some peace of mind from Afghanistan. Prayers for those who perished from 9/11, 2001. Prayers for those who took their lives due to 2001. World Trade Center. Plane in Pennsylvania. And the other one, they hit the Pentagon. Many people have lost their way since 2001, and a lot of people killed themselves. A lot of people don't know that. So I want you to pray for our great nation, pray for our children, pray for this missing child, pray that the truth will be revealed. Pray for her, and pray for the boys, Cal City. Because in a week, it will mark 9 months that they have been missing out of California. And on Wednesday, it will be 3 months that Summer Wells was reported missing by her bio donors. And I do not know if there's any truth to these phone calls by this lady, if Grandis told her this said information. But if there is some truth to it, Granny Kane, you are effed, as you should be. Because that means you have lied to the public and law enforcement, and you have lied to the public, and you held this secret for 3 months, knowing your child and her husband got rid of this baby and discarded her like trash. So for your sake, I hope your friend is lying. I hope your friend is lying. I will come on later with a topic pertaining to relationships. If you want to join me on a discussion that's neutral and not pertaining to true crime, please join me a little later tonight. It'll be Grown Folks Hour. This channel is not about true crime. This channel is about things that happen around the world, in the world. I am a diverse channel. I talk about various topics: politics, breaking news, true crime, missing people, hypothetical situations. That is the queen. And if you would like to join me later for a neutral topic, please look for me later on this evening. I thank you all for joining me. God bless all of you. Stay safe. Feel free to donate to the channel at any time. If you see something, say something. Please do not let what we're talking about happen again to somebody else's child. You know anything that's improper about a child, just tell us. You don't even have to give your name. Just give the information and let the chips fall where they may. Three guilty parties in the disappearance of Summer Wells. That is how it's looking right now. And it's shameful. Pray for Summer Wells. Amen. God bless all of you. Have a blessed week. I'll talk to you guys in a few hours. Bye-bye. Thank you.